Is anyone using any of this?
That is in our studio, dude. That's the fucking Pegasus. That's the little thing that you and I and Michael Starr did together.
Yes.
It's one of the axes that is in the studio, and it's such a look. That is the world's first two-man signature guitar.
It's the first time I've ever known a drummer to have a signature guitar
and a singer.
So excited for you, man.
Dude, I'm excited. You know, your viewers, they know you through your content, and they know you through your music, right? But I don't know if they know the size of the balls that are in your pants right now, because what you did was you approach. So for anybody that wants to know the story, I got a hold of a Chapman baritone guitar because I was talking to my friend Squiggy. I said, dude, I really want a baritone. And so he goes, my guy Rob Chapman makes a killer baritone guitar. I go, dude, send it to me. He sends it to me. I bought it from him. I didn't get it free. So I bought it from him, and I was freaked out at how cool it was. So on LinkedIn, and I think you're maybe the first or second person, you clearly know I don't geotag. So you know LinkedIn is like, I must have been so out of my mind when I signed up for that because I don't do anything on it, right? So I go online, and I send you a message. Hey, my name's Stix from Steel Panther. You may or may not know the band. I love your guitars. And the response I got from you was nothing short of just so heartwarming and amazing. You're like, dude, I can't believe it's you. I'm a fan of your band. And then so we started talking, and then you came up with the idea of doing a Stix Zadinia signature guitar which I'm a drummer. So the first thought I'm thinking is, that's so weird, but it's so perfect. It's so cool. And then I spoke to our singer, Michael Starr, and you thought, what a great idea to have a two-man signature model. Neither of them are guitar players, but they both play guitar.
That's it. I mean, the thing is, I'm sure a lot of real Panther fans will know that you and Michael both can really play. I mean, I was honestly quite surprised. I mean, obviously, you have a sense of rhythm. It's super solid. You know, you've got it there, and you know all the chords, and you're smacking out the rhythm. And I've been privy to some beautiful musical experiences through your strength. And when Michael was playing lead, I was like, wow, I had no idea. This is absolutely mad. And it's interesting because he plays vocal melodies and things, and it's a whole other dimension to Panther. Yeah. I hope you guys explore more.
I appreciate that. You know what? At some point, I will probably put something out on my own, just because I have so many songs, and I just want to put them out in the world. I don't have to. Fortunately, with Panther, I've made a lot of memories, and I get to do this thing where on this level that like I am so grateful for, right? And people seem to enjoy it. They come to the shows, and if they don't know it and they don't enjoy it, then at least they got a little dose of, what we think is cool. But, there's so much music in my head. There's so much music in Michael's head. And clearly Satchel is, prolific. And, it's funny because when you have a guy like Satchel in your band, right, who's so good at guitar, I mean, world class, right?
Yeah.
And for those of you who haven't, really dove into his playing, I recommend as a guitar player, you check out his work, because he's a freak, and he's like my musical comrade, like he and I, when we first met, we both like, it was kind of like, oh wait, you like that? Yeah, I like that too. Like, it's the same. It would come from that same, cut from the same cloth as far as music preferences and what turns us on and all that stuff. But when you have a guy like Satchel in your band, and you're Michael Starr, and you could, like, if you put Michael Starr up against 100 guitar players, solo wise, I would say he'd be in the 70th percentile.
Yeah, he's got what he has is his own character that comes through in the playing. And the thing about, I was going to say his other name, but the thing about Satchel is that when you listen to Panther, the music hits you. It's funny. There's comedy. There's adventure. There are characters, themes, holes. But when you hear the guitar playing as a guitarist, you're just like, what the fuck? It's so good, and it's so authentically 80s. It's like a time capsule. And the thing that Satchel is able to do is deliver that absolutely authentically with perfect technique and all of the feel. And I mean, I've never met Satchel. I'd love to.
You haven't?
No.
Dude,
I've met
you
you
will.
and Michael. I'd love to. I'd love to.
You will.
What I want to know is how he is able to deliver all of the technique, unforgettable riffs, but do it in a way that somehow has that aural signature that you hear and you go, "That's for us. That's Satchel."
Right. Well, I honestly, dude, I think it comes from fucking hours and hours and hours of woodshedding as a youth.
Yeah.
Because, he told me once he picked up the guitar at 12, he's told me, and he's told people the story. Once he picked up the guitar, he was locked in his room for 10, 12 hours a day. He didn't do anything. He didn't go hang. He didn't do it. He played guitar, and he started teaching at Musicians Institute when he was 17 as an instructor, dude. So he's very focused. He's very driven and compelled to excel at whatever he, tries to do, except for golf. And if he sees it, sorry, bro. Sorry, I kicked it today. I'm playing. But when it comes to guitar, he's always got a guitar. He's always, practicing and noodling, especially on tour. Like we keep guitars in the dressing room just to pick up at any moment. But it's funny because he's so good, and he has so encompassed the feel of the 80s and all the best parts of all the best guitar players, the Warren DeMartinis, the George Lynches, the Carlos Cavazos, the Randy Roses, the Eddie Van Halens, all of those guys. I think very fortunately he is able to extract like the best parts of those players, put it in the Satchel blender, and really, like, you don't go, oh, dude, he plays exactly like X or Y or Z. He plays like Satchel, and to your point, when you hear it, if you have half a clue about guitar and rock and heavy metal music, you will know it's Satchel's playing by the vibrato, by the phrasing. Like, I can hear a solo, and if you didn't tell me who it was, I more than likely would be able to tell you if it was him playing without knowing, just because he's got a style. He's got his own flavor. And man, yesterday we were in the studio and he was doing some overdubs. And just watching him work is pretty weird, because he knows so this very rare combination of a rock player who knows all the theory. He knows where things are on the fretboard and how to achieve what he's hearing in his head, and not only that. And I know I'm going on about him, but the guy's like, he's a freak. Not only can he just, if he's working a part out, it'll always be in key because he always knows where he is, which is honestly surprising. If you would be surprised at how many guitar players don't know how to do that.
Right.
Like when you're working stuff out, there's always, more than likely there's always gonna be a note where you're like, oh yeah, no, that's not in the scale or whatever. But he's always in key, even working random parts out. And then once he figures something out, he can reposition it on the fretboard, anywhere on the fretboard that physically allows it to happen. He can do it like that. It's like he reads the fretboard like he's reading a child's book. You know what I mean? You go C spot run. Like, you and I would be able to C spot run spots far. Or spot runs. Whatever the words are, we could just say them fluently, except for me.
Yeah.
He does that with the guitar, and his choices are they're just incredibly musical. Even the holds are musical, and the vibrato is musical, and it's not just to do it. There's intention, there's feeling, there's emotion behind it, and to watch him do that and to be a part of a band with a guy like that is is pretty. I think it helps make everybody better musicians, and the same goes for Michael Starr with the vocals.